when people do look for new investments, something they commonly go to and something that everyone's got access to is the reports of the company. So you spoke before about balance sheet, profit and loss, cash statements.
Yeah, yep.
What of those three do you feel is the most important in a company when investing into the small cap space?
Yep. We absolutely look at those three and we pull them apart and we analyse what not only the future looks like, but what the history looks like, because the history will tell you what the future will be, and the history will tell you how the returns will manifest in that business, and they help you to ask good questions. The one report that I think doesn't get read, and I think it's my favourite, and it would be the only one I would read if you wanted to open the annual report, would be the remuneration report.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, no. And the reason I think it's vital is because, as I was talking about it before, the board and the management team are two separate entities, but part of the same business. But the remuneration report essentially says, the board says, I want you to execute on the strategy and I will pay you this. You go, I will execute on the strategy, but I think I'm worth Y. And so the number that comes out in the remuneration report is actually, it's like a healthy tension where you agree to accept a number as the management team, and I agree to pay a number as the board. And I think that means, and what we do is we go back and we look at what the remuneration hurdle rates were through time to see what the company is telling us, what the board is telling us about how hard it is to run that business. Because if it's gone, you've got to get 14% EPS growth, and then the next year it's 10, and then the next year it's 8, and then the next year it's 6. That's telling you the industry is getting more difficult. It's getting harder to run the business and grow the business. What does that mean about my view on the industry? And what does that mean about what PE I might pay for that business? And so it all links in, and it's a vital piece, I believe, because it helps them in a starting point where we can go to the board, we can go to the management team, and say, why did you accept 8% EPS growth? Right. That seems too hard to me. And they go, oh no, I think I can achieve it here, and I can achieve it here, and this is an option. And so I think it's a really great point to help understand what both parties think is a reasonable growth rate for the business. And most companies won't give you guidance. Most companies won't tell you what they think their long-term growth rates are. The REM report tells you that. Right. So it's a really interesting piece of information. And now I've told everybody.
Go and look at it if you can find it.